Hey there, YouTubers. All right, so I thought I would go over my user benchmark bench for the i7-10700. Now, we've had some good CPUs on the channel. Maybe not the best ones, but we've had some good ones. And we've had the Ryzen 9 3900X, the i9 9900KF, i7 9700F, blah, 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 right? So I've seen some pretty good benches on here. And this one doesn't, fail to disappoint, though it's not as awesome as I would hoped it would be. That gaming score is really good, 112. I've seen higher with the same graphics card. But what's holding that back, I believe, is the issues I'm having with my NVMe M.2. So we'll talk about that a little later on. Now the desktop score, 133. Great computer for doing all kinds of different tasks, and a very high workstation score as well. Now this is using the MSI MPG Z490 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard. Check out that video for an unboxing. Incredible motherboard. So we had background CPU usage of 1%, which is really good, and I feel confident with these numbers. And here's the processor. So I'd love to go back and compare the i7-9700F that I have as well as the Ryzen 9. That seems to honestly be one of the higher scores we've had on here. Potentially the i9 9900KF did better. And it definitely would do better if I overclocked it. But yeah, great single core score as well as multi-core score. So this CPU is the business. I have no doubt this is basically the equivalent of the 9th gen i9. You see ours is performing above expectations, which is great. Now you see this turbo. This is basically says average, right? So the first two cores will see 4.8. The next two cores will see 4.7, and the final four see 4.6. This is actually a little lower. 4.675 is what it should average out to. So the graphics card is performing well with this. Like I said, I've had higher scores, had higher graphics score. Now here's what's kind of screwing up the whole thing. My top score was with the Samsung 960 Pro, which I don't have in here. It got well into the 300s, and so that does have an effect on some of the scoring up above, especially the workstation score. I have 3 NVMEs in here, and whatever reason these guys are not showing any scores, where this one is actually providing a score, albeit that it's nowhere near as good as the read scores on the other two. Now the RAM is actually not performing as well either. It's usually in the 90s, and I may have to run this again with the 3200 megahertz RAM in it. But there you go. That is my first bench with this i7-10700. We're going to do a bunch of Fortnite and some other gaming videos before bedtime here in Hawaii. So definitely check those out. Please like,